This is the Future Proud of For Real TV. And of course, I'm your host, Raheem the Dream, better known as Top Cat. I got a special guest for y'all. A special guest. Okay? Been knowing this brother over 50 years, probably longer than that. I'm just gonna say 50, probably longer than that. But I'm gonna let him introduce his own self.
Good morning, world. Elijah Juan Yisrael, better known as TJ. Yeah, me and my man Top, we hooked up this morning to take care of some business, and it's quite a surprise that I'm on this network right now, but I'm okay with it. Special, I appreciate that. I don't consider myself special, but hey,
Yeah, yes, yeah, yeah.
uh,
But you are. And I'm
uh,
gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you why you are.
what is that?
I'm gonna tell you why you are. Because there is a such thing of special people.
Yeah,
There is a such thing as special people. Okay, now you can call them God or whatever you want to call them, whatever name you want to put on whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? But universe is what I'm going to pick certain people to do certain things.
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand
So
that.
so you've been if you chosen by the universe to do certain thing that makes you special.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
I know you're
understand.
not want to call yourself special,
Right.
but I'm gonna call you
I mean, I
special
appreciate that. I'm gonna
because
take that.
I'm gonna let you know you're special.
Right.
If you ain't special to nobody, you're special to me.
I appreciate that,
You
man.
dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yes.
You dig what I'm saying?
I feel
Look
you.
how far we go back.
Right.
You don't have many people that can say they go this far back with someone that they still cool with.
Yeah. Yeah.
More than just cool brothers.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I know people that go back with people that long, but they don't they don't get together.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
Whatever didn't happen,
Right.
and it broke that bond they had.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
dig what
you
I'm
know, you
saying?
know, it's one thing about that. It reminded me of this piece, in the scriptures. It said there's a friend closer than a brother.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Believe that,
saying?
yes sir,
And,
yes sir.
I'm 62 and been away for a while, but, coming back to like reinstate myself back into society, there are there are not a lot of people that we grew up with, you know what I'm saying?
That's
That,
gonna welcome you with open arms.
right,
You dig what I'm saying? See,
yeah,
your son can tell you every time I see Tim, I ask about you.
right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did
Even
that.
even though even though it was motherfuckers out here trying to put a bad label on you.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? I didn't think to stop cussing.
right.
I didn't care.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Because see, one thing for sure, two for certain, you was my brother when you left. You understand what I'm saying? So in my book, you was still my brother.
right.
You dig what I'm saying? What another man got to say about another man don't have anything to do with me.
Yeah,
That's his opinion. That's the way he feel. Okay, then.
yeah,
But that don't mean I got to feel the same way.
yeah. I understand. I was a bad guy, man. I was a crook. You know
Shit,
what
we both were.
I mean? Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Had a lot of time to think about that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
That transition it was hellacious, although it was needed. And I thank, what I'm saying, the Almighty and the universe for allowing me to see those errors and, recalculate. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I had to embrace, what I'm saying, that. And as I, transition into a man, you know what I'm saying?
A real man.
It's like, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
'cause, I was thinking like when I was trying to get out, um, I was trying to appeal to the courts.
Hmm.
And in one of my lines, I told them, I say, I was bold with it. I said, I never had the an inkling that I was not a man. Okay, at the age of 27, I was not a man taking on man responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? I told him I never even knew that I was just a male.
Hmm.
See
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I was a male.
That's why I said a
I
real
was a
man
man.
because me too.
Right,
You see what I'm saying?
right,
Because me too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
See, we felt, you know why we felt in that, we fell in that category? Because we thought we was grown at the age 12 and 14. We thought we was grown already.
No doubt.
You see what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But the definitions that we use for being grown was not really real definitions.
Nah.
See, our definitions, if you stick this pipe in somebody's
Right.
face,
Right.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you handle your business.
Yeah,
Right.
you dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's what a man do.
Right.
Because of who the people we learned it from.
That's right. It was a product of our environment.
Exactly.
You know, we thought that was thorough.
There you go.
You know, what
There
I'm
you
saying?
go.
And I had to learn that was not thorough, man.
Exactly.
It was corrupt, man.
Yes,
We
sir.
got corrupt at early ages, man.
Very
By
early.
those influential
Elementary
people.
school.
Right. I remember smoking
Yeah,
in elementary school,
Yeah.
man.
yeah. I kept me a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You know what? See, in
Pistol, used to
you
steal
know-
my father's pistol,
there you
man.
go. Me too.
In
You know what I'm
elementary
saying?
school, for what?
Yeah, I had a pistol in the 5th grade.
Man.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
I had a pistol in the 5th grade. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and Pat. You dig what I'm saying? I used when we used to, you remember how we used to get out for lunch break. We had a chance to go outside. Remember at
Right.
Cranwood?
Right. Cranwood. Right.
See, I had Belinda and Denise,
Mhm.
both my girlfriends.
Right.
I
Right.
just take them up to the open pantry and teach them how to steal candy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Then we come back and you know what I'm saying to sell the candy.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Hustling
Yeah.
candy.
And then not only that,
Mhm.
me and Ed Saunders would go out on lunch break like that there, and shit, man, we was breaking in houses.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Corrupt, man. And you didn't have to though.
Right. And then we breaking in houses, and then I'm about to name you two, motherfucker, James Jones, James Jones, and Ted Brown, and a few other older brothers. We go to them to sell our stuff for us, and you know they went up in us.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Right.
Come on, man.
You could have got $200. Would they give you like
Man,
$50?
listen, man, bring us back a ounce of weed or a half ounce of weed and give us $20 a piece. You dig what I'm saying? We think we got something.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what they remind me of? When I was on the inside, it was a young brother that lived around here, Jim Jam, right?
Jim Jam.
Right. And Jim Jam told me he had, risen in the NAACP while he was in there. And, I could see his growth. And he said, we was talking one day, he said, you know what, TJ? He said, man, I learned from y'all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I learned
Like
from y'all.
we learned from the older ones.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of like made me feel bad, right? Because we both in it together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned from people I admire, I passed it down to
That's it. That's it.
younger
And that's what we
generation.
did. Because that's because we thought that's what we were supposed to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all we knew. We
That's
chose
it.
to know.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it, my brother. Yes. Yes.
I mean, we had the guidance, but we didn't listen to it.
Mhm. Yes,
We
yes.
thought
But
we
we
was
come
doing
from good
something more
homes.
supreme than the guidance that we received in our
Yes, sir.
home.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
because you had a father that worked.
Mhm.
I had a father that worked.
Mhm.
And it was honest money that they worked for.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
instead, we wanted to be, gangsters.
Mhm.
I think I watched too many of them damn gangsters, Jim Cagney, that,
Yeah,
you know
ain't
what
no
I'm saying, that
question.
European,
That was our
you know what I'm
stuff.
saying, mentality,
Yes,
man,
that was our stuff.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, I still watch it to today.
Yeah, I do too.
Huh? I still watch it to today.
But I think about it, I
Yes,
think
sir.
about how
Yes, sir.
it captivated me,
Yes, sir.
but it was foolishness, man. It was, it was fake.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It you know what, man?
Yeah.
Just like Johnny Waldo told me one time when me and him was, doing some stuff together. And Johnny Waldo told me, he said, man, look here, man. He said, man, this stuff here, man, is set up for us to go away and come back on zero and do it all over again.
Yeah.
And he never lied.
Good
'Cause
luck
every
with that.
time I got sent away, I came back to nothing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The feds took everything. You see what I'm saying? And I come home with zero.
Yeah.
Starting all over again.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
It's a waste of time.
That's it. But to come home and do it and then go away again.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And what was so bad about it,
Mm-hmm.
on this block right here,
Mm-hmm.
people who wasn't eating when I left, I come home and let everybody eat them. Them be the ones that was wearing wines on me and stuff. I don't know exactly who, because I never went to trial. I wasn't going to trial and let them book me solid.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna let them book me solid. You dig what I'm saying? You know,
You
but
never know though.
yeah. So I never knew who it was,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew it had to be somebody close to me.
Yeah.
Because one thing I learned from all the guys we come up with, I really didn't deal. Only ones I really dealt close with was people I grew up with.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But they turn bad too, man.
There
You
you
know what I'm saying?
go.
Because we in that
There you
element
go.
of corruption.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who's going to be honest? My mother used to tell me there's no honor amongst thieves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
look at her like she don't know what she's talking
Right.
about. You know what I mean? You know.
Right. To a certain degree, but to a certain degree, it was to a certain degree.
Yeah, to a certain
You see
degree. It
what
was
I'm saying?
cold. It was
Because
cold.
because see, we
Yeah.
lived bound.
Yeah.
We had certain codes that we lived by,
Right.
even as we was kids.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There was times even when we was kids, you know what I'm saying? I got knocked breaking in the house and had people, somebody that was with me, Pat, Eric Saunders, Kevin Hardy, whoever it was.
Right.
I ain't never say nothing.
Right.
But they knew it was somebody else, but they couldn't get it out of me.
Yeah.
My mom and daddy couldn't get it out of me.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the codes that we live by.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was as a kid.
Yeah.
So I kept them codes even as an adult. I still got them to this day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like the authenticity of the old ways, you know.
Yes. But
But
what that does teach you, though, it makes a man out you. You know why? Because it makes you hold to your word.
yeah, no doubt.
You see what I'm saying? So I take that same word and put it into legit businesses.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And I stand on my moral character.
Yeah, that's right.
You dig?
Yeah, it's nothing worse than a bad reputation.
That's it. Believe
You know
that.
what I mean? You,
Believe that.
you establish a bad reputation, don't nobody want to mess with you.
That's a fact.
You know?
Yeah, that's a fact, my brother. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah.
I guess, some of us had through the fire, you know what I'm
Ain't no
saying?
question. Ain't no
Yeah.
question. Ain't no question.
That's why I made my t-shirt, Out of the Ashes We Shall Rise.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was man. I never thought I was gonna get out. You know what I mean? Yeah, but man, it's a brand new world.
Yes, sir.
It's a brand new world. It's an old world, but it's a brand new world to me.
Mm-hmm.
Technology has advanced, man,
Right.
enormously, right?
Yes.
And I'm still having trouble sometimes
Man,
trying to adapt.
I am too.
Yeah.
Man, what is you talking about, man?
Right.
Because it's a young folks thing.
Oh man.
They got it. They got it with no problem.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they grew up with it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't grow up with it.
Yeah. That's the difference.
That's the difference.
Somebody put AI in school
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, because it's taking over.
Youth. Right.
AI is taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI is taking over. So yeah, so we just got to try to. I try to stay up with with what's going on to the best of my ability, the parts that I can understand. The parts I don't understand, I try to get with the young brothers when I'm in the streets, messing with them. I might pull my phone and say, man, show me how to do this, man. How do I do this? You know what I'm saying? And they'll
Right.
show me. You understand what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no doubt.
So most of the technology stuff I get is when I'm out in the streets, man.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? When I'm in front of gas stations, stores, talking to the young brothers. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? I done gave them my message. Then I asked them how to show me how to do this. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
You know.
one thing. That's another thing, scripture said the youth will teach the old.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I never looked down on the youth, man.
Mm-hmm.
I had learned that they are vital, man,
Yes, they are.
to our future.
Yes, they are.
Matter of fact, they said the youth, the children are the future. And sometimes, question ourselves, are they?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the perspective that we receive, we're still low. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not speaking of the total, um, account of children, but what I see of today, the children are sad, they're mad.
You know what, man?
Yeah,
a lot of them has been robbed of their dreams, man.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones I talked to down at the detention center, man, they don't have no dreams, man.
Aspirations.
None, man. You know what, man? They've been robbed of them, man. They've been robbed of it, and you would be oh shoot, I hope you didn't mess with it. Okay. And you would be surprised. You would be surprised what comes out their mouth. You'll be surprised what comes out their mouths. Okay, when you ask them about the dream, man, they. Many times you got kids, man, that say, "Oh, they want, they just want to get, they not now they just want a job." You understand what I'm saying? You know what I tell them? I said, man, let me tell y'all something. I said, man, when I was a kid, man, I wanted to be some gigantuous.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I said when it came down to sports, I wanted to be Jim Brown, Dale Sayers, and whoever else was the star at that time, all in one.
Right.
I wanted to be,
Joe Green.
yeah, I wanted to be all them in one, man.
Right,
You dig what I'm saying?
right.
I wanted to be,
You want to be that superpower.
and
That
there you
supreme
go. I wanted to,
individual.
yeah, man, I
Right,
wanted to be Superman,
right,
Hulk, the Hulk.
right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Submarine man, I wanted to be able to swim and fly and all that, all in one.
Right. Nothing mediocre.
You
know what I'm
dig
saying? Right.
exactly.
And that's what we selling for.
And when
for
we
now.
talk to our kids, man, man, I tell them, I said, man, when I was a kid, I wanted to be something gigantuous. They laugh, say gigantuous. I say, yeah, gigantuous.
Right, right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I wanted to be something not even from this world.
yeah,
You dig what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
So what you think that came from?
A lot of it is media. It's media, the rap music, what it portrays the kids to be.
Mm,
So you got to remember, we dealing kids has an underdeveloped brain.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? The brain really don't develop till they say age 25, some of us to 30.
yeah.
You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So we have to remember we dealing with an underdeveloped brain. You see what I'm saying? So all that falls into play. And then you put drugs on top of that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Okay.
Do you think that was designed?
Yeah, come on, man. You know that.
Yeah,
You know that.
yeah.
Yeah, you know that. Because you got to remember you got to remember what and who we are dealing with.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that leads me to also speculate on when you say the images, right, that they have. They don't have people that they can really example themselves after like we did. We
Mm-hmm.
had many great people. You know what I mean? Whether it was sports or um, politics, you know,
Mm-hmm.
evangelists, whatever it may have been. We was always striving. They always say that this was the first black person to do this,
Ain't that
but
something?
it was never the first nothing. It was just the ones that they allowed the recognition and called them the first. There was many, and all of our leaders they cut down.
Believe that.
You know what I'm saying?
And
For
they still cutting it down.
establishing meals for children. You know what I'm saying? Clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so I guess that I say to myself, I dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? I dropped the ball on my end, and I'm responsible because I wasn't a better example. Although because we had those examples, man. You know, and to me, some of those guys like Malcolm, Martin, Garvey, um, Noble Drew Ali. I, I said that I think they was prophets in our times,
Yes,
man.
they were. Yes, they were.
I mean,
Yes, they were.
no one is perfect in
Nothing. Come
trying
on,
to
come
reach
on,
their
come on,
people.
come on, come
No
on.
one is perfect.
Come on,
Even in
come
the
on.
biblical,
That's
stories,
right.
they
That's
wasn't
right.
perfect.
That's
I
right.
mean,
That's
but
right.
we allow the influence from government official politics, you know what I'm saying, and everything else to uh, um, fracture our thoughts about those people who we should follow. You know what I'm saying? And we were divided. You know what I'm saying? Right now we're fragmented people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, Top?
I know exactly what
I
you're saying,
mean,
brother.
I take looks at other nationalities, how they hold together, man.
Mm-hmm.
They congruent with their movement. They don't have to like each other.
That's it.
But when the time comes, they gonna come together.
Understand, brother.
Okay. And so we so divided. And what gets us more than anything is like religion. You know what I'm saying? They messed us up
That's
with
it.
that religion, man.
Yes, it
You
was
know,
designed to keep us divided.
and it kind of like it. The word I'm looking for it impedes our progress.
It does.
You know, any type of
Yes, it
potential
does.
progress that we can have, that we can accomplish together,
Mhm.
we can't do it. I'm more.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I'm Hebrew. I'm
Mhm.
Christian. I'm,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Come
see,
on,
but
it
see, you,
should.
but you can find them right in the same religion that don't get along as you
Yeah,
have a
no doubt.
Protestant that
Right.
don't get it with the
Or the
Baptists.
Methodists. You know what I'm
You
saying? Yeah,
understand what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
they supposed to, but they all come out the
The
same
same
book.
book.
But we can come out when we Muslims, we come out the same book. Because
Same.
Nafis don't want to mess with us.
Yeah, no
You got
doubt.
the Sunnis.
That's
You understand?
right. You're right. It's
All of
different schools of thoughts. We
that's it.
fragmented,
That's
man.
it.
But Malcolm said one
Yes,
time,
sir.
when he called a meeting, he said, we came on here on one,
Yeah, say leave your religion at the door and
yeah,
you can
leave
pick
it
it
at
up
the
on your
door.
way out.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying
We
to
here
say.
representing black.
That's right.
Right now, we all got in common that we're black people.
That's right.
It's
That's
because
right.
Brother Michael say, because I was black before I was anything.
That's right, brother.
You
That's
see
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So he putting it on the table.
Yes,
You know.
sir.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
a fact, my brother.
yeah, but it's the proof is in the pudding, man. You know, they already gave it to us,
Mm-hmm.
but then still we trying to dilute and dilute into another way of life. You know, a Eurocentric way of life. I
That
do
ain't meant
believe
for
it's
us.
not meant for us,
That's
man.
right. That's why. So you know what? Like you was talking about first black this, first black that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. This is what kills me. This is what kills me, and you'll find black people will be more proud of it than anything.
What is that?
Is when you're the first black to do something in a white man's corporation or something. The
Exactly.
first black to do this in the white man corporation. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then be proud of that.
Yeah. Like
You understand what I'm saying?
we have overcome a hell of a milestone.
Right.
You know
So,
what I mean?
but we come over all the milestones to only get recognized inside of their stuff.
White corporations. Or,
You understand what I'm
saying?
saying?
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
first black to be the president of this corporation or this thing and that don't belong to us though.
Right.
It doesn't belong to you.
We trying to dilute ourselves, you
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying? Breaking
That's
into
it.
their worlds and
Still to this day.
forgetting this is why I grew up down here, man.
Yeah, but check out,
Right.
but still to this day,
Right.
you can see stuff of the first black woman to be in this organization of a white organization.
Right.
And they will be praising that.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Like Greek fraternities and things of
Yeah,
that
you
nature.
dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
I got baptized at that church when I
Mhm.
was 7 years old.
Okay.
Daniel
Yes, sir.
Baptist Church, 79th and Quincy. Went to Quincy Elementary.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But you know, this to me, this is where it all began for me. You know what I'm saying? We had the Black Panthers was down here on this corner. Afro Sets
Mhm.
was up there on 71st, you know, and these were like people you can model yourself
That's right.
after,
That's
man.
right. Because, see, I was
You
in
know,
St. Clair area at that time.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
My favorite color was the red, black, and
Come
green,
on,
or the
man.
black, red, and green.
That's
You know
it,
what I mean?
man. You know, when
Good
I was in
cherry leopard.
elementary school at Hazeldale on St. Clair,
Uh,
before I passed my paper in, I used to draw a face of a black man with an afro
right.
on top of each paper.
Right.
All
Right.
my assignments.
Right.
You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? A
Right.
black face with an afro
Afro. Right.
on the top of my
My
paper.
thing was the Black Power
Yes,
fist,
sir.
and it's
Yes,
still to
sir.
this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's like my signature. You know what I mean?
But see, that was in grinding us.
Yeah.
The youth of the day don't have any of that.
Yeah. They don't have knowledge of self at
That's
all.
why they use the word bruh, but it don't mean nothing to them.
Yeah.
See, when me and you call another brother, it really means something.
Yeah.
They call anything. They'll call a dog a bruh,
Yeah.
a bee a bruh,
Yeah.
and on the ground they say look like bruh.
Now the women calling little young ladies calling each
Each other
other
bruh.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what that tell you?
Right.
Man, that's the man. They
Right.
this rap media.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they got the nerves to be talking about that's all our culture. That is not our culture. I did a YouTube on that.
Yeah.
That is not our culture.
No. But that also comes from Eurocentric
Yes, sir.
ideologies,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
And you know what I'm saying? They formulated, and then we, in turn, we um, allow it to come out our mouths
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
identify that that's our culture. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what is she
Mm-hmm.
doing?
We'll let them tell us
Mm,
that that's our culture. You
right,
understand what I'm saying?
right.
Okay, we got some on here. Tanya Walker saying hi. Red-blooded American, two goats were driving down the road. We two goats, huh? Okay. Um,
I'll take that.
yes, sir.
I'll take that.
Yes, sir.
We don't even have respect for one another, man.
No, we don't, but it's
I
okay.
would, I would rather, or someone would rather talk about you behind your back, even if they see that you may need a little assistance or help. Instead of trying to lend you that, they will say something foul.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
everyone has potential.
Yes.
And if a person thinks that they're a little bit more intellectual or intelligent than one person is trying to, express themselves, help them out. You know what I mean?
That's what I say,
And
brother.
oftentimes I
I say
learned
the same thing.
when I was younger, I had an anger problem, right? But the anger problem was because I didn't know how to express myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But that was all of
Yeah,
us.
we didn't know how to
We
express
all was like
ourselves.
that.
Right.
Only way we knew what to do was to fight.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
Was to fight. That's all we knew.
Yeah, that's awful too.
That's all we knew was to fight.
Yeah.
Was to fight. But the difference with us and these ones of the day,
Mhm.
we'll fight and then go get some wine and sit down and drink.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That was the difference.
Yeah. It was a different
That's
time,
it.
right?
Yeah,
We would
man, we
shake hands.
added
Now
up on
y'all
some,
don't
on some,
kick each other
yeah,
ass and now shake hands. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
And oftentimes, me and you fought.
yeah,
Me and you fought.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And what happened?
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Shit. We fought each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look where we sitting at now, though.
That's right.
50 something years later.
That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
No doubt. There's a friend stronger than a brother, man.
That's it. That's it.
Closer than a brother.
That's it. That's it.
Don't get too many friends nowadays, for real, man.
Now, you know what, man? You know, after you know, at the time went on, you was gone. Pat was out here 89 then. I was out here 89 then. Kevin was out here 89 then. Then he had went totally left. I couldn't even really trust him because of some of the things I was doing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He get around me.
Mm.
He steal from me.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Because I forget who I got in the car with me.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. I jump out to check a package in the house, but I forgot I got packages in the car.
Yeah.
You dig?
I mean, when we get sick, man, when we get
Yeah,
sick,
ain't no
when
question.
we get sick,
Yeah.
we ain't to be trusted.
That's
We can't be
it. That's
trusted,
it.
but
You dig what
hands
I'm
down,
saying?
Kevin was a good dude,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. You know, I
Kevin,
know.
Pete
Come on, man.
Bishop,
Yeah, because I
Pat,
roll with all of them.
yeah, Mike,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Mike Montgomery, Mike Hall,
yeah,
Mike Hall,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That was my
Because
partners,
we
man.
all
Eddie
roll.
Ruffin, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? TK, I
yeah.
mean, it's not they don't make them like that no more,
No,
man.
that's what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying.
saying?
They
Yeah,
made sure that they wasn't going to be made anymore.
yeah,
That's what you have to remember. The system was
right.
making sure
Mhm.
that don't happen again.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No doubt.
The system makes the system made sure of that, my brother.
Yeah.
The system made sure of that. See, you have to remember, like one brother, I forget his name.
Mhm.
He, as he was talking about J. Edgar Hoover, said, you know what I'm saying, which we seen on the movie Black Panther. He said the next Messiah we're gonna pick.
They're gonna choose.
You
That's right.
dig
We're
what I'm
gonna make it.
saying?
That's right. We're
So
gonna
how
make
do
it.
but how do we stop that? Drugs. That's when they drop the drugs
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
the guns.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, listen. Let me tell you something. They drop crack at just think about when they dropped crack.
Mhm.
When they dropped crack was at around about the same time they let the Arabs start getting on the stores.
No
That
doubt.
was designed with the
I
state,
remember that.
the
Yeah.
state giving the Arabs the money to buy the stores. You understand what I'm saying? They had the state, they had the United States, United Snakes behind them
Right.
because of what was going on over there with the Jews over there.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? When they
No.
took their land.
Right.
So the deal was for them to come here and take our hoods.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
They
But
took that back in the 40s, though, right?
that's right. But but check out what I'm saying though. When did it really show up though?
Yeah. But they have been,
When they dropped the crack in the
they
80s.
plans 20 and 40
Oh yeah,
years.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Because they play chess and we don't.
Right.
They moves are 20 years increments.
Right.
They make their moves in 20-year
Increments.
increments.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just think about it. When they dropped the crack, the Arabs was there.
Mhm.
Now think about this here,
Mhm.
right? That other people don't think about, and I told them to think about, and they was like, "Damn, you right, Top."
Mhm.
The Uzis came in right with them, the AKs and everything.
Yeah.
Before the Arabs came in, if you had a 45 automatic, man, you had something.
Yeah.
When the Arabs got here, that's when the AKs and Uzis and everything
I
started
remember.
showing up,
Yeah.
along with the crack.
I mean, I know son that was selling them.
You see what I'm saying?
Right in
Because
the hood.
it was designed.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was designed with the crack cocaine,
Right.
and it was a 20-year increments. You see,
Increment.
yeah. So
It was by design.
by design. Bottom line,
Yeah. And
by design.
but you see how they would throw one trick bag in after another.
Yes.
It was first eliminating our power structure.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was in um, placing drugs in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, locking us up, gentrification.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Omar Ali Bey said, man, many years ago before he died, peace and blessings be upon him. He said that the government is going to start gentrification within the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying?
And I seen it 20 years ago, and I was telling people, and they said I was crazy.
Yeah, that's what they said about him. Oh, that nigga don't know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he one of them Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
Same thing said to me.
everything that they spoke about, has come.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
come true. That's their
Yes, sir.
fruition. Their
Yes, sir.
fruition. You know,
Yes, sir.
but man, what we gonna do? I think of ways that I can try to, you know, I don't be of help.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Be of
Is it
service.
cool to park right here, bro? Is that cool? Okay. Okay. All right. We made it to our destination. So we're going to sign out of here. Peace of Black Power. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
And we're going to sign on out of here. Everybody have a great day. And make sure you thumb up the video. Thumb up the video. Thumb up the video. Thumb up the video.